Hi, I'm Greg Atkinson, and welcome to my TED Talk. Every 88 seconds in the United States, there's a residential fire. 95% of those are accidental. That means 95% of those that are happening every 88 seconds are caused by somebody who was just unaware, unintentional, fell asleep, wasn't paying attention. A lot of these could have been prevented. As a firefighter for over 20 years, as a former fire chief and current fire inspector, I've seen firsthand how life safety surveys can help prevent a lot of these accidental fires. They can help save you time and money and keep you and your family safe. Now, I know there's a lot of you out there who may have privacy concerns or are worried about their Fourth Amendment rights, illegal search and seizures. But I want to start off by saying we are not a criminal intent organization. We are not law enforcement. As a matter of fact, we want to protect your Fourth Amendment rights. When we come in, it is not with the intent of looking for anything that is illegal contraband or anything of that nature. As a matter of fact, in most cities, it is policy that the firefighters do not report these type of incidents unless it is an immediate life threat. We're not there to cause you harm or a problem. We're actually there to do just the opposite. We want to prevent dangers to you and your family in your home. So, your privacy is our utmost concern. Your home is your castle. We want to protect that entity. We want to make sure that we're looking for things that are life safety threats and not looking at criminal actions. That's the first thing. The next thing is, okay, well, you maybe not be looking for felonies or misdemeanors, but if we break city code and you're still going to fine us. Actually, city code a lot of times will actually see your voluntary action of asking us in, because that's the only way we can come in. This has to be a voluntary life safety survey of your residence. You have to invite us there. And the city will see that as a form of compliance. You're complying with city code by trying to figure out what concerns are there in the building and what concerns are there in the home. So you're already in compliance as far as city code is concerned. Now you say, okay, but if you find violations, well, if we find violations, the only way we would be able to report them is if you invite us back, and in which case you're back in compliance by inviting us back into your home. My point is, these voluntary surveys are just that. They're voluntary to keep you safe. This isn't something the city is going to be able to follow up on. It's not something they're going to fine you with. That's not the point of these life safety surveys. The life safety surveys are to keep you and your family safe. Again, every 88 seconds. And no one ever thinks they're going to be the one. But over time, as you own your home, over 20 years, every 88 seconds, if you're not doing these life safety surveys, if you're not trying to find the problems in your house, it very well could be you. A lot of times people say, we don't need this, right? We already know all of these things. We've heard you turn the handles in on the stove and you make sure that you don't overload the outlets and this and that. But you don't even know possibly what safety concerns are there. We don't just look for fire concerns. We look for animal concerns such as rodents and serpents, how to make sure your pools are safe, to make sure no one stumbles into a pool and gets injured there. We make sure electrical outlets are safe. We make sure the integrity of the structure is safe. We get up in the attic spaces and make sure that the integrity of the building, things that you may not even know exist, are safe. That the HVAC was put in correctly, that your air conditioner is safe and supported so that it doesn't fall through your kitchen. These are the things that we look for. And again, all of these are to give you that information. And going back to privacy, I want to touch on this. These reports are not open to the Freedom of Information Act. These reports are only for you and those that we report to within our department for safety and training purposes. Some of the other things we look for are things like your fire extinguishers. You might know that this is a fire extinguisher. You might even know how to use it, but do you know how to inspect it? Do you know how to check the gauge and to check do you know how to refill it? Is it even refillable? And I'll just give you a free piece of advice right here. These, to refill them, most often you're better off just to go buy a new one. It's going to cost you just as much to refill it as it is to get a new one. But these are the things we look for during the life safety surveys and inspections. We want to make sure that we keep you protected and safe at all times. Now, another complaint we hear is that these are going to take too long. They're too hard to schedule. They're so much of a hassle. They're not really, and here's why. We have firefighters at the fire station 24/7. So if you need to schedule this in the evening to make sure that you avoid work and that you can schedule it around your kids' ball games and things of that nature, we can do that. We can schedule it on the weekends. And most life safety surveys take about 10 to 15 minutes per floor. So if you have a 2-story house, it might take about 30 minutes. If you have 3 stories, it might take 45 minutes, give or take, depending on what we find within the life survey and how many things are inside the home. But realistically, isn't your safety of your home, isn't the safety of your family worth 30 minutes a year? What I'm telling you is this: we can actually prevent you a lot of money loss and time loss, because your insurance is going to look at this as a way of you preventing those kind of degradation in your home. They're going to look at it as a good way to protect your home. And I promise you, if you have a catastrophe in your home, it's going to cost you a lot of money and a lot more time. You're going to wish you did this 30 minutes with the fire department going over the life safety survey. I would be more than happy to get these things scheduled for you. We would love to get you squared away on this and make sure that you are good to go. I want you to think about your most valuable possession. If a fire happened or a tragedy happened, how would you get that most prized possession out? How would you get your family out of there, your kids? Well, what if we could prevent that from happening in the first place? 30 minutes a year, and we can cut down on a lot of those possible tragedies. I want to thank you for listening in and being a part of our TED Talk today. I'm Greg Atkins.